Hi, welcome back, everybody. My name is David Ibarra. I am the founder and advisor of Aspired Wealth Planning LLC. I provide fiduciary financial planning and advice, as well as investment management. If I could ask you to please like and subscribe, or even drop a comment below on this video, I would greatly appreciate it. Today's topic of conversation is going to be emergency funds, specifically how much you should or shouldn't be saving in your rainy day fund. If you've ever spoken with a financial advisor and have asked them, just how much should I be saving in my emergency fund? One of the most common answers you're likely to receive is either the 3 or 6 month rule. Most financial advisors recommend 3 months of emergency expenses for dual income households, with the idea being, well, if one of the spouses were to lose their income, there would be some type of financial support from the other spouse that would prevent you from depleting your assets too quickly. Whereas if you're a single income household, they recommend that you double that to 6 months since you're a sole income earner. In this situation, when we discuss emergency fund monthly expenses, we're referring to your necessity expenses only. That means things like mortgage or rental payment, utilities, car insurance, groceries, things like that. The things that you would need to get by on a month to month basis. This wouldn't include things like going out to dinner and having fun, or a last minute flight to a party destination. There are a lot of people who don't like the 3 and 6 month rule for one of two reasons. One, it may seem like an impossible goal to reach, or number two, it's not enough to help someone feel safe at night within their financial plan. So, what is the answer that I give to someone when they ask how much I should have in my emergency fund? My first answer is always the same. It depends. And the reason why that is because I provide a different recommendation for each and every one of my clients to fit their unique financial situation. So let me put that into perspective for you. Risk tolerance is a spectrum. Here on the left-hand side, we have people that are low risk. These are the type of people who like to have as much cash on hand as possible. Maybe they don't like to see their investments fluctuate, or basically they like stability. On the right-hand side, we have aggressive folks. These are the type of people who are looking to get the most amount of return possible. And in the pursuit of getting a higher return, they're okay with stomaching the volatility or more ups and downs within their portfolio. So why do I show you that graphic? Well, the reason is because most people, for the most part, understand the risk of being too aggressive within their investment portfolio. However, most people also haven't considered the risk that comes with being too conservative and overfunding their emergency fund. Now, they're two completely different types of risk, but they're both very, very important to address within your specific financial plan. What I'm showing you here is a growth calculator that I'm designing for the aspiredwealth.com website. We're going to go ahead and ignore the two tables on the right. That'll come later in another video. But really what I want to show you is the value of growth. So this table represents a number of years. And let's say starting in year one, which would be today, let's say that you had a $30,000 emergency fund. And let's say that it was only growing at 1%, because we all know that banks are notorious for paying very, very low interest rates on their checking and savings accounts. Now, if you kept that same 30,000 in there and you let it sit for 5 years without adding any additional contributions or ever investing it, after that time period, it would be worth about $31,530. After 10 years, it would only be worth about $33,138. Now, that's not a very good growth rate for having your money sit into an account for 10 years. Now, what we have here is we have different growth rates or interest rates that we can actually change within this table. And I built it out to go all the way up to 12%, but let's say hypothetically the S&P 500 has historically gotten somewhere between 10 and 11% per year. Now I'm going to use a more conservative number, and let's say that we run with a 7% rate of return. That same 30,000 after 5 years is worth 42,000, and after 10 years it's almost doubled to 59,000, which makes quite a bit of difference. So what does risk tolerance and growth rates have to do with your emergency fund? Well, the point is that I've spoken with way too many people that are planning their retirement who would be in a significantly better financial situation if they knew how to put their excess cash to work. So here's my advice for setting up your emergency fund, and it should do 4 different things for you specifically. Number 1, have an emergency fund that helps you sleep at night. Financial planning is all about peace of mind. Number 2, You should stress test how many months you'll be able to survive on that emergency fund if you had to. So, for example, if you have $5,000 monthly expense and you have $15,000 saved up, know that it'll last about 3 months so that way you can plan accordingly. Number three, if you've overfunded, you should consider using some of that excess cash and putting it into an investment that'll work for you. And number four, if you're going to invest your excess cash, make sure that it fits within an overall larger tax structure strategy. If you're interested in discussing your emergency fund, your retirement savings or income strategy, or how taxes fit into your overall picture, I'm more than happy to help. Please reach out for a free consultation. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and drop a comment below. If there's any topics that you would like to see me either write about on my blog or post a video about on YouTube, please let me know. Thank you. Bye-bye.